Hey guys, Maxman RC coming at you today, and we just looked at that little trike, the little RC trike, which was actually kind of fun. Honestly, it's gonna be perfect for that little kid. But now we're gonna look at something else. Again, this is coming from RC Livewires. Here we have the LMRC LM19 RC drone. Now this thing, I really like the way it looks. Just gonna be let's get started from here. The way it looks in general, I really liked it. It looks, I like the shape. I like there's not much I can say about the looks. It looks badass. That's it. That's pretty much it. It looks badass. Besides that, it's a nice and simple remote control quad. So let's go on ahead, let's get to the nitty gritty, and let's open this bad boy up. Now, let's see real quickly, the LM19 from LMRC. Head, and I opened it upside down, and here we are. Whew. It has a good amount. Let me bring you guys around there. It has a good amount of, it looks like it has some decent accessories to it. All right, first things first, it does seem to have decent accessories. There you go, better. Now with that in mind, let's start with whatever is on the floor here. Looks like we have a little mount for the actual plane. That's actually really nice. It's one of the first times I see this included in any type of flying RC, at least when it comes to these kind of flying RCs. Now inside the baggie we'll have, all right, okay. So this piece goes to the remote control. This will be to hold your phone. Yes, that means that this thing actually does have a camera on it. Typical USB charger. Looks like we have some spare landing gear wheels. And it looks like we have 3 of those. We have the ever so famous itty bitty Phillips head screwdriver. We have itty bitty Phillips head screws. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 spare propellers. We come to landing gear number 2 and number 3. These little landing, I keep calling them landing gear. It's more like landing. It's more like the wheels themselves. So yep, they are spares because the plane already has them attached to it. It's actually really nice that they actually included those. And of course we have the little user manual, which will tell you how to charge the plane, how to charge the battery of it, what's needed for the remote, how to fly it. Now the one thing about this, and I'm gonna take a look at it, it should have, according to the box, okay, so it has 1-click takeoff and landing, high and low speeds, and altitude hold, and it also has headless mode. Now if you guys haven't really ran quads before or RCs, I'm bringing something else back, I'm sorry, and I'm leaving this on the video because it's the little trike. How about it? It's been in 2 videos now. Alright, so what is headless mode? To put it simply, basically you can fly the plane any which way facing forward. So the tail could be facing away from you, and when you hit the remote to have the plane go forward away from you, it's gonna go that way while the nose of the plane is looking at you. In other words, it doesn't matter where the nose is looking, that plane will follow the instructions of the remote to the T. So that's headless mode. Now let's go ahead and let's put all these little things back inside the little baggie here. And we're going to take a look at the actual plane. So the plane comes in a pretty decent packaging. Pretty normal for these kind of things. We have the remote right here, which surprisingly enough doesn't require a screwdriver to open the batteries. It uses 3 AAAs. Now, focus, there you go. Trim buttons are right here. Looks like that's gonna be your headless button. This guy right here is gonna be your one button takeoff and landing, and probably the emergency stop as well. And of course, the power button. And now comes the actual plane. Look at this little thing. This thing's actually, it's got some decent weight to it for what it is. And you can see in the front, it does have the little camera over there. It does come with the wheels installed. And if we pop this button, there's a little slide button down here. We pop this guy out, we should be able to get, wow, I like this. It's actually really on there. Here comes a screwdriver to help us. Okay, well, in short, the battery is attached in there. For some odd reason, it's not letting me take it out. Let me see if maybe it's... Okay, so... See, the thing is, I'm being gentle because I don't want to damage anything. There it goes. And sometimes being gentle doesn't pay off. So... It does have a proprietary battery, and it only comes with one. The battery has the nose landing gear on it. And I mean, all in all, I like the fact that it's a hard case, but the fact that it's proprietary and really, I mean, given that connector, you could put another battery in there, but I don't know. I don't know how we would hold it on there. So with that being said, let's pop the battery back on here. Okay, so the battery's back on. I gotta say, this plane really does look really cool. I really do like the way it looks. I'm not sure what I'm not sure how this camera records. I don't know if it's 720p. I know for a fact it's not gonna be 1080p. But I don't know if it's gonna be 720p or if it's gonna be just regular video on there. But first things first, I gotta say, I really am in love with the way that this plane looks. This little drone, quad, whatever you want to call these things. This thing actually looks really, really, really freaking cool. So, now we got this out of the way, let me go get batteries for the remote. We can get this plane in the air. Alright, we got batteries in the remote. So, batteries in the remote, golden rule, like always. Remote turns on first, and then the RC. Let's see how much battery this thing has too. It's got colorful lights on it. Yep, and it connects like any other drone. basically, if you've flown quads before or anything of the like, you will probably know what I'm talking about. Where you'll turn on the remote, it'll beep. You'll turn on the drone, and then to connect them, up, down. There you go. Take off. I'm guessing it's gonna be unlock the propellers like that, and this way shuts them off. Yep. So basically, go outward, the propellers unlock, and they start spinning. Go inward, the propellers will stop. Right, so then let's go very slowly because I'm not sure how the trim is on this thing. Okay, so the little quad here. I gotta say, this thing is fun. It definitely is. It's got good weight to it. It holds its own. It's actually really well built, to be honest. I mean, it didn't get damaged in any way, shape, or form. The motors are well protected on here. The props, they're flexible, but at the same time, they're strong. Overall, I gotta say that this thing is a big time win. This thing is definitely a win. I mean, like, also look at this thing. It looks so badass. It really does. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and let's see how we put this on the remote. So it looks like we're just gonna be replacing this guy. It has a little cap on here. Press on here, and let's see if I'm right. Yep, this little cap came off. So now the cell phone mount can be installed. There's a little click, and now you got a little cell phone mount for the remote. Looks like it'll hold a decent phone. I'm gonna put it up against my phone real quickly. I know you guys can't see that, but yep. I'm recording on an S21 Ultra from Samsung with the S Pen attached to the side of it. And this thing can definitely hold it, no problem. Now taking a look at my Fold. Same thing, it can hold it no problem. And this thing's actually a little heavier. Now, would I trust the Fold on this thing? Definitely not. Overall, I gotta say, this is probably, I mean, this is a little flimsy, but it'll definitely hold the phone. I'm not doubting that one bit. It'll definitely hold the phone. So now with that out of the way, last piece. Grab this little guy, and here between, there you go, that little hole right there, between the rear landing gear, going ahead and we put this on there. If I can do it correctly, because it is at an angle. There you go. I mean, how can you not like this? Look at this thing. It's badass. That's all I gotta say with it. The shape of this quad is badass, and I'm in love with it. The LM19 from LMRC. Great little quad. Again, I purchased this directly from RC Livewires from the TikTok shop. And try and post their TikTok shop link down below. I definitely recommend this thing. For beginners, it's going to be an easy way to learn. One of my thoughts when it comes to quads or drones in general is honestly learn how to fly one manually like this guy is. Basically, don't go, I mean, of course you can go on all out with a DJI, for example, or something like that. But once you learn how to fly a quad by hand without any kind of GPS or anything on there, you're gonna be able to fly basically anything. Before I wasn't able to fly helicopters that well. Once I learned how to fly a quad and I got accustomed to the to the 4 different channels: up, down, forward, back, spin, blah 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 blah. I was able to transition that knowledge from flying a quad to being able to fly a helicopter without any issue whatsoever. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else I can say about this thing. This thing is fun. It looks badass. I really like it, and I highly suggest this one. This one has a camera in it. I know that there's 2 different versions. There's one without a camera, which retails for around $50, and the one with the camera runs for around $25, $30 more. It's $75 or $80. Once again, I'll have the links to this guy below, or at least I'll try to post it up. For now, that's it. This was Maxman RC. You guys have a good night.